Respected Bhagavad Rupa Sadhakas, welcome you all. Salutations. Congratulations for sparing the time. Very good. Keep it up till the ultimate is reached. Let the divine blesses to involve in these spiritual pursuits more and more. How about our Lokasevaka, Dharmastavaka, Viragi, Vyaktitwams? Are we mindful about them? How about the Bhakta, the Shishya, the Jignasu in us? Are we properly nurturing them, nourishing them, or not? What about the Mumukshu, Jignasu, Shrota, Sadhaka in us? What about the Parishrami, Prerita, Prashanta, Vyaktitwas, and Samskrita Bhasha Jnata? These 12, 13 words which we use to indicate the Vyaktitwas which we have to develop to evolve spiritually are coined after well thinking. They are very powerful when understood, very useful when practiced. So, too, the six sources which throughout the day we try to remember: the Shruti Mata source, the Guru Gana source, the Devata Gana source, the Jaganmata source, the Ishvara, the source, and then the Parabrahma. How they bless us, how we need their continuous support, etc. Also, a very important thing to be understood and practiced. Welcome, friends. We are studying the Brahma Vidya through the Upanishads, and we are into this ninth Upanishad, Shwethashwathara, first chapter, 11th mantra. We are studying. In that, the subject matter is Brahma Jnana, and in the various imagined rupas, Brahma Dhyana, the result of both of them. Separate, distinct they are, put in front of us for our perusal, for our observance before we decide what do we want and decide what we have to do. So, क्या साधना करना है ये निश्चय करने के लिए दो साधनाएं, दो फल वाले हमको दे रहे हैं. So understand. So think about your abilities, capacities, and then know clearly what exactly gives moksha and pursue that alone. That way, very beautifully, this subject is brought in front of us. All in all, one healthy aspect about it is both are sadhanas only. So that is one thing good about it. It's a question of matured and very perfect in the sadhanas by which the result is quickly gained. Other one is result is delayed. In both of them, the result is same, पक्का. बट एक में तुरंत होता है, दूसरे में वो डिले होता ही रहता है ना. And the interesting part, even in the delayed process of liberation, finally the same thing has to be done, which is done in the immediate process of realization. So to become very clear in these understandings, are these Upanishads, these Bhashyams, our efforts to study every day. Come, let us study that today also. And before that, our prarthanas, our sankalpas, and what about our today's common sense thought? A few couple of minutes only in today's common sense thought. Let us again assess ourselves. Let us do the introspection ourselves. Let us again find where do we stay. Then again let us reset ourselves, and again the restart the button. This is how every day we have to do only. One thing to see that we are not going in wrong direction. Second is yes, to ensure that yes, like when we check the brakes, clutch, accelerators, etc. of the car every day for both reasons. कोई खराब है तो उसको ठीक करने को, या सब ठीक ठाक है तो इंश्योर करने को, है ना. To ensure also we have to check. You go to the medical checkup in once in 2 months, a month, once one age comes to us. Also to see that if some problem is there, rectify it, and also to get that certificate from the doctor that you are fine now. Come after 1 month, again we'll check. Same way, every day we have to do these introspections to see that we don't go in wrong direction, and also to see that we are ensured to be on the right direction. Now, today's introspection is impurities is the word. You know, very, very precious, important discussion. The impurity in intellect, बुद्धि में जो दोष है, naturally we all know, it is the ignorance and delusion. बुद्धि का जो impurity है, मल है, ignorance and delusion. So to the impurity at the mind level is what? So much extroverted and lots of raga dveshadi attachments, which we never mind or never look at, but continuously work under their influence only. And therefore, our spirituality not even has started at all in its true sense. Then the impurities of our the indriyas, prana shaktis, misspent, wrongly spent, inadvertently spent. Then the impurity at the sharira level is the attar tamoguna. So each of these we have to very consciously, carefully mind in ourselves. One by one has to be conquered or transcended. And every one of them. The toughest part is nothing can be taken for granted. And the beautiful part is what? Taking all these things as challenges and doing. That mindset we have to create in ourselves. So the intellectual impurity of ignorance and delusion are replaced or removed, eliminated only by the intellectual purity. What is intellectual purity? The wisdom, the knowledge aspect of it. Therefore, instead of delusion, there is clarity. So we, as students of Shastras, are trying for this only. And intellectual purity we are trying to gain. That knowledge. What knowledge? Brahman alone is real. That is our essential nature. We have to sit in it. There is moksha. Anything other than the Brahman is the projection. That alone is the cause of bondage. See, this clarity, how much it has come in our understanding, how much we are remembering it all the time. That determines our personality, whether we are sadhakas or not, we are adhyatmika students or not, we have got the knowledge or not. This clarity, the intellectual knowledge, where there is moksha, where there is bandhana. In being the self, there is moksha. In being the not self, there is bandhana. Intellectual purity may, through the study of Shastra and contemplation for long time, unambiguously, this knowledge should be there, firmly rooted in me, isn't it? Then how can there be delusion? The delusionless level में क्या होता है? Very interesting. कि in the pure Brahman, there is no Sharira. Then why am I living life as if I am Sharira, Deha? In the pure Brahman, there are no senses. Then why I am so sensuous? And I am with the Deha, in the senses, with sensuousness, and yet I want to experience Brahman. See the delusion in it. That goes away. If the knowledge is Pakka. In the Brahman, there is no mana, but why am I mental so much? Every time. In the Brahman, there is no intellect. Then why am so intellectually trying to understand this and that of the world? And in the Brahman, there is no world only. Why am I worldly? See that when we lack the highest knowledge, the intellectual knowledge, purity, these impurities of delusions will be there. And it's a laughable thing that we ourselves are contradicting our knowledge and our behavior. To understand is also the maturity required. The intellectual clarity is required. In pure Brahman, there is nothing. When there is nothing, then why so many things are valued by me? See that basic mistake and very big mistake, and impossible to easily understand it and come out of it. That's what intellectual purity. Till it comes, we have to pursue the Shravana, pursue the Adhyana, pursue Manana, Chintana. We are at the Shravana level, a very good beginning. Up to that, any obstacles for it, we are able to conquer. Very good achievement. But is not sufficient, no? That only listening, Shravanam, is not sufficient. We ourselves are proved to us. Then it has to become our own antaranga nischaya purvaka jnanam, internal convinced knowledge. That is why this svadhyaya, then manana, chintana has to be done. To those next levels we have to reach to get what we said as the intellectual purity. That means correct, complete, clear, unambiguous, convinced, pakka knowledge, deep knowledge. That knowledge which can never be anymore shaken by, distracted by, covered by, dismantled by any delusion. वही होता है बुद्धि में ज्ञान, बगल में ही बुद्धि में मोह. अब मोह में फंस गए तो ज्ञान नहीं मिलेगा. मोह से बाहर जाना है तो ज्ञान पाना पड़ा. ज्ञान पाया तो मोह नहीं रहता है. सो ज्ञान पाते हुए चेक करना है कि अभी भी मोह में हूँ क्या मैं. मोह को साइड पे रखते हुए ज्ञान पाने का कोशिश. Struggle we have to, and that's first thing. है ना. Generally we talk from here, deha prana indriya mana buddhi, but actual journey starts from buddhi, because what is decided in the buddhi, according to that only the other equipments can work or will work. अब बुद्धि में भौतिकवाद है, what the indriyas mana will do, they will do only that. It's only in the buddhi when pakka deep conviction is there about the truth, about the moksha through the realization of the truth, then it is easy for molding other things. Even though in the initial days we have to manage the outer things to be qualified for the jnana of the buddhi, but later stage mein it's all in the buddhi's knowledge. We are listening. Very good. Then more manan chintana deeply karte hue, we have to establish in the truth reality of the Brahman. We have to establish in the unreality about the world. Then we have to be established in the knowledge that only in Brahmanamurti moksha. We have to be established in the knowledge that in everything else it is bondage. Therefore, we have to be established in the conviction that I have to come out of everything. And then I have to establish the conviction that only when I try to involve in the Brahma Abhyasa, that I will be able to come out of other things. If this pakka knowledge is not pakka in us, then our all other efforts will be very, very things are there. They definitely easily defeat us and say over us. Like our control over our children is not powerful and pakka and deep. They won't even care our any words. Papa ऐसे बोलते रहे. They don't even listen only. You shout at them 10 times, they don't even appear in front. Because our commanding them is so weak. In the same way, in these deep knowledges, when our conviction is not pakka, the vasanas, the mana, the indriya, the sharir, के चुप बैठो तुम, हम जा रहे हैं अपने रास्ता. Isn't it? That is what is our situation. That the intellect is not in such a strong commanding position to be able to command other things. And this is the basis. This is the first thing. Knowledge. unambiguous, pakka, convincing knowledge. And see, when we really want to gain knowledge and when we really have tried ourselves, when we have invoked the kripa of that Guru and Daiva for this, these knowledges which the rishis are speaking from, the standpoint. His standpoint, say the Vasishtha ji is saying Vasishtha Ravat. Shwethashwathara Rishi, from what standpoint he is saying? Bhagwan Adi Shankara, how is giving the Bhashya or his evening classes? We are seeing from what standpoint we have seen yesterday that great stuti is done by uh, those great Brahmana as well as that uh, Ajamila and as well as the Brahmana. देखो वो स्टैंड पॉइंट हमको अभी नहीं मिल रहा है. In fact, about anything, when they talk about Viveka and Vairagya, with what understanding, what standpoint they are saying it. What is the definition of them? What is the need of them? वो पूरा जिस दृष्टि से वो कह रहे हैं, जैसे आपको बात कहते हो, वाइफ शी डजंट अंडरस्टैंड ओनली, यू ट्राई टू टेल हर, शी विल रिएक्ट, अरे मेरी बात तो समझो, यू से, शी से कोई जरूरत नहीं. डोंट यू अंडरस्टैंड? सेम वे आवर ऋषि मुनि आर सेइंग, बेटा बात तो समझो, कहते कोई जरूरत नहीं, हम भी सुनेंगे, समझेंगे नहीं. From what standpoint they are telling, what exactly what they are meaning, to be able to be in their shoe and grasping, it is a great blessings, great effort. बहुत बहुत जन्म का वो फल होता है, तभी जाकर नॉलेज का मजा आता है एंड उसका साधना का मजा और फल फायदा दोनों होते हैं. So that intellectual impurity, we have to keep on erasing. It is in the class little erased. Again, impurities come. Like you clean the house, again by afternoon the dust comes. Again you have to clean. Isn't it? So intellectual purity. I have to gain the convincing knowledge. From what standpoint? Our Rishi Munis are telling about the moksha through Paramatma Prapti. पूरा क्यों मैं कोशिश नहीं कर रहा हूँ, क्यों मैं इंटेलेक्चुअल लेथार्जी हूँ, वाई एम आई नॉट यूजिंग माई इंटेलेक्ट टू डीपली study and think about these subjects. Oh, obstruction, then we have to say what sort of obstructions that are there. Biggest obstruction is not giving sufficient time. Okay, you need to give sufficient. A scientist has to give you sufficient time for that inquiry. And what is the sufficient time? Whole life, that's all. And in that life, every day, maximum 10, 12, 14, 16 hours. Then only his intellect will be very deep in trying to analyze, understand the subject on which he is doing investigation. Then the truth gets revealed there, uska truth. So, to where are we giving time in trying to understand the great jnanam of the rishis through the Upanishads? This 1 hour is only a sample. It won't win. A trial cannot be the whole movie, na? It's only trial. The class is. The real thing is of the class. That is where our sadhaka is tested and proved. कितना मेहनत कर रहे हैं बियॉन्ड द क्लास, यू एंड मी, एवरीबडी, एनीबडी. इट्स एन इनपुट साधना क्लास जो है, बट इसका एक्सपेंड करना पड़ता है बियॉन्ड द क्लास. सो इंटेलेक्चुअल इम्प्योरिटी conquered by intellectual convincing authentic pakka jnanam proved by the removal of delusion. Half of the battle is conquered actually there. Then the mental impurities. Mental impurities, just like Arjuna and Gita. All feelings for the world, all feelings for the worldly people, worldly objects, worldly experiences. This intellectual impurity. Are bhai, when there is no world in the Paramatma, what do you feel about this world? Our feelings are more to the world than to Paramatma. So we are that impurity level of the Buddha. That has to be changed. Our feeling should be only for Paramatma Tattva. We only feel I have not made that fellow happy, or I didn't get this thing from that person, or that object I have not indulged or enjoyed, or this place I have not gone. These are all mental thoughts and feelings and emotions, sympathies. But do we think that yeah, I have not understood the Brahman, I have not done my meditation today, I have not gone deep into that contemplation? ये इधर है ही नहीं feelings. चल रहा है. See that this is the impurity of the mind. We have to conquer it. The purity of mind is all its emotions, all its imaginations, feelings, sympathies. वो सारे उसके औजार है इंस्ट्रूमेंट. देर ऑल शुड बी फॉर परमात्मा. अब देखो यस्टरडेज दैट पुंडरीक स्तुति as well as Dajamila Stuti में what amount of feelings they express to the Jagannatha Bhagavan of Orissa, Joy Jagannath. If you study that every sentence, कितना उसमें भरा हुआ फीलिंग था भगवान के लिए. नो नौटंकी इट वाज. एंड प्योरली बिफोर दैट दे वर ऑल इन बैड हैबिट्स एंड ऑल. तो हमने सब देखा. लकीली दैट दे गॉट द गाइडेंस देयर इन दैट ऋषि सभा और राज्यसभा. नाउ दे हैव गॉन देयर, started doing it. And before that Bhagwan's arrival, that the prayers which they did, both of them, you see that's all mind. Prayer is mind. The feelings in the mind. See that the feelings are not superficial, point one. So they are from the depth of the heart. Second is those feelings are not for anything in the world and worldliness. Both of them said, आपके चरणा रविंद में हमें भक्ति चाहिए. Both of them. फर्स्ट ब्राह्मण पुंडरीका, इसका दजामिड़ा, दोनों को वहां कितना स्पष्ट रूप से भी साइट. हाउ मच इज आवर फीलिंग फॉर भगवान, है ना. हाउ मेनी टाइम्स वी फेल्ट दर्शन दो घनश्याम नाथ मोहे अखियां प्यासी रे. नो, कभी वो प्यास का फीलिंग ही नहीं था हमारे अंदर अबाउट भगवान दर्शन. Isn't it? So in mind's impurities is it always feels for something other than Paramatma. Then the intellectual conviction, when it is not supported by mental feeling, then it's a failure. Like when you are convinced that she is your wife and she deserves all your attention, etc., intellectually, then if it's not followed by the mind's feelings, then that intellectual conviction never becomes practical, useful, no? Most of us क्या है ना, जानते हैं लेकिन मानते नहीं है ना. और जानने के बाद मानना भी पड़ता है. फीलिंग यू हैव टू हैव. That's a proof actually. When I'm convinced intellectually, then I must feel. Like when I convinced that the Hinduism is great or Bharata Mata is great, then I should have the feelings also. Isn't it? If the feelings are not there, no use of that conviction. That conviction in the intellect has to percolate into the mind and the heart in the form of the feelings. See, our feelings like Arjuna, he is feeling for Bhishma, Drona. अब रो रहा है, स्वजनम कर रहा है. अब जिसका फीलिंग उधर गया, then his intellectual conviction that we are fighting for dharma, they are dharmic, it is our kingdom, we have to defeat them. अब ये सारा intellectual conviction ढीला डाला, चले आते हैं. They are to be complementary. Intellectual conviction, mind's feelings. You know what intellect's convinced about? Feeling is for that. Isn't it? Did we ever feel कि my mind should be free from raga dvesh? करी नहीं, राग द्वेष में फंसे. But intellectually we are understanding our raga dvesh are the ones which create the world as samsara and suffer, make us suffer. अब बुद्धि में जो बात समझा, मन में नहीं आया था वो. There is a feeling that I have to sit 6 hours per day for meditation, which is required. फीलिंग ही नहीं हमको आध्यात्मिक चीजों का. वर्री है, वर्री से काम नहीं होता. वरी इज नेगेटिव. वरी also always for the phala, and how can you get the phala without doing the sadhana? Whenever a person says मुझे कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, इसका अर्थ है वो कुछ नहीं कर रहा है. When the people say Swamiji, nothing is happening, changing in me, you are not doing, isn't it? So keep doing till it happens, that's it. Before that, the feeling aspect, the impurity in the mind is the feelings towards the opposite. है ना. feeling like in India में भारत माता सनातन धर्म, whole country and Sanatana. Even the people are convinced, but people's feelings are to their regions, to their languages, to their own people who are not patriotic nor Hindu. And then you owe to them. Then you look, see, India is not helped that way. Sanatan Dharma is destroyed that way. Could he have? No Britisher, no Mughals are there now. Why then Sanatan Dharma is not growing? Not really, getting roots because of the people's caste wise feelings, they are their own region wise feelings, selfish feelings. को इनको elect करो तो they give everything free. अरे वो जो फ्री दे रहा है वो गधा बेवकूफ है, ले तुम रहे हो, शर्म नहीं आता तुमको? How do you take free anything? You can't. It's a wrong concept only. But these are the things we get sold out, because of which then the whole nation and whole dharma gets destroyed. Same things were done by those Britishers. They gave all the bhoga vastus to us, even these Mughals and all. अब ये भी जो कर रहा है, that's how always our feeling should become for our spirituality. जितना हो सके उतना, इतना रोना धोना होना है. That is what is the prayer. Yesterday I tell you it was so good. Both of them said, we are so much adhama, dushta achari, so many durgunas in us. Oh Lord, we have now given up them. We are at your feet. We are doing upasana. We just do karuna on us. That was beautiful. They confessed what they were living. Now they said, we have changed. Now we are here for you. Every day in our Skanda Purana, the stories are so perfect, so beautiful, so exactly what शास्त्रास में studying, वो उपनिषद वगैरह उसी के related है, उसी में और empower करने वाले. So second one. Now the third is the impurity at the body senses level is what? Not doing the sadhana actually. No, remember, when we do the things, doings happen. When we feel the things, the feelings happen. When we know the things, the knowledge happens. There's no alternate. If you don't know, how do you know have the knowledge? If you don't feel, how the feelings come? If you don't do, how the doings happen? See the contradiction. Like घर साफ करते हो तो कहाँ साफ होता है, गाड़ी साफ करो तो कर तो होता है, घर खाना बनाओ तो खाना बनता है ना. That doing level also, we are lazy, lethargic, somewhere distracted. In fact, most of us look at the work and go on worried. When you look at the work and get worried, the work doesn't happen. Instead of that, do the work, work is over. This simple thing, but very tough to catch it. That is where we need the krupa and all of that to be able to alert. So, at the doing level, doing the wrong things is the impurity. In that, what a micro, minute, silly, ephemeral, and what do you say? The useless, meaningless things we give time and we involve in doing those things. जिनका कोई वैल्यू नहीं होता, उन चीजों को करने में हम बिजी हो जाते. And then that is taking time also, that is taking energy also, isn't it? In this way, the three purities, our knowledge aspects importance we have seen, and second very important is really if you want to master our sadhana, there is no other way, which we spoke 3 4 days back exhaustively. So that much exhaustive will not say, only word we use it. Inevitably we have to do lot of त्याग. है ना? त्याग नहीं हो सकता, भोग का योग नहीं हो सकता. Knowing and then sacrificing. Lot of the things we have to give up to make ourselves pure at all these levels. Isn't it? One more thing we can add, some other day we exhaustively discuss it, is what? The Prakriti, the nature, in which the vasanas, the habits, the weaknesses, the addictions which are there in us, ये सब मिलकर प्रकृति कहते. इस व्यक्ति का प्रकृति ऐसा है बस, he cannot do sadhana. Like some congenital diseases are there. It's like that, but it's genetic. Your all parents, everybody has diabetes, you will also have. Or you have to be taking care, that's it. Or they have arthritis, you will also have. They all have thyroid, you also have. है ना? कोई कोई congenital होते हैं. to the congenital type of total slavery to the Prakriti. We have to recognize it. Come what may, whatever the amount of knowledge we got, प्रकृति तो हमको पकड़ कर खींचेगी. प्रकृति is the nature which we made from many lives, knowingly or unknowingly. So that's the biggest obstacle. Like the persons addicted to drinks and all, उनका इतना नेचर बन गया, वो इंटेलेक्चुअली सब समझते हैं, but that प्रकृति is so strong. Do you think Dhritarashtra does not understand? Everything he understands because every guru spoke to him. But his prakriti is so strong of attachment to his son that all the knowledge has no meaning at all in his life. But when Duryodhana and all died, then he knows now they will not come back. Tab jakar he could keep the prakriti away and understand what Vidura said, and they went and did tapasya later on towards the end. So in our life also, by all means of worshipping, of praying, of being disciplined, we have to see to it that our prakriti is conducive to sadhana, not opposite. उसके लिए भी फिर lot of sacrifices. Generally, sattvic prakriti we have to have. Obviously, the rajasic, tamasic creating things we have to give up. Whether it's a food, whether it's a place, whether it's what we listen through ears, what we see with the eyes, जिनमें रजो तमो गुणात्मकता को निर्माण करने वाले हैं, उनका त्याग करना ही पड़ता है. दैट इज तपस्या. सो टू व्हाट क्रिएट सात्विकता इन मी, सात्विक प्रकृति, बिकॉज दैट्स रिक्वायर्ड फॉर साधना. आई हैव टू डू देम कम व्हाट में, जितना भी डिफिकल्ट हो करना है. दिस इज वेरी टफेस्ट थिंग. दिस इज व्हाट द एनालिसिस एट द रूट लेवल, वेयर वी आर गोइंग रॉन्ग, व्हाट करेक्ट थिंग टू बी डन. अब इतना डीपली एग्जॉस्टिवली हर एक बात हम समझ लेते हैं ना, देन ओनली वी कैन बी फुल फ्लेज्ड प्रॉपर साधकास enjoying the sadhana. Otherwise, at the basic levels only, we keep on struggling for the lives together. Still, we have not even, conquered our sleep, conquered our any of the indulgences or inner emotions. अब देखो, where is the progress that has happened? So today we talked about three things. One is the impurities, replace them. Second, for that complete knowledge is required. Third is the tyaga, sacrifice करना ही पड़ता है. And the fourth one we talked about is we have to be watchful about the prakriti. And one thing, devotion में का एक help ये ले सकते हो कि the more the purusha upasana, the purusha prarthana are there, by his grace the prakriti can be controlled. That's why they say सुबह 5 बजे उठ के भगवान का पूजा करो. So that purusha upasana when you have to do morning 5 o'clock, the prakriti of the tamaguna of the nidra is conquered. Whole day when you are working, work for the Lord. Purusha upasana. That's why the rajoguna of I am working for myself, that all selfishness is conquered. Our elders have given us the Purusha upasanas only for conquering the Prakriti. सब प्रकृति पुरुष के अधीन में, मतलब पुरुष के समर्पण में. The prakriti of all the material things which have, the prakriti of all our upadhis, when we keep them in the sacrifice of them, then these prakriti starts becoming divinized. When it becomes divinized, it's no more obstruction or problem. Very mystical, subtle thing that happens. My mind now seeks only divine. The senses also love to serve the divine. वो स्थिति हमको रीच करना है. We have to reach to that level. So Purusha Upasana can help us in conquering Prakriti. If not, then it becomes very tough. Very Balavan. Very, very, very Balavan is Prakriti. Especially it's Tamo and Rajo. Tamo, Rajo, Tamo, Rajo. एक के बाद एक अटैक करते रहेंगे. Continuously. Like our Hinduism is attacked by the one Rajoguna fellows and the other Tamoguna fellows. देखो इनका नाम है थे मिस्टर थॉमस. सत्व गुण को आगे बढ़ने ही नहीं देते हैं दोनों. हमको इसे पहचानना है. Then there's some knacks, some intelligences, some traits we have to develop. We have to become smart, over smart, to defeat the smart negative qualities. स्मार्टनेस चाहिए इंटेलिजेंस के साथ. One of the smartness is don't listen to the rajotamo suggestions. Don't talk to them. That's it. Just do something. That's it. Like in many times, the mother doesn't listen to the nagging of the child. She just goes on doing the work. He that fellow is crying, crying. रो होने दो गधा काम धंधा नहीं हो. If you attend to him, he'll not allow you to work. In our childhood, we saw that only. We were not cared only, but mother doing the work. तब जाकर work होता है. Otherwise, 24 hours, if she is with the husband or the children doing, then she cannot do the work. Sometimes, not caring them, not looking at them, not valuing them is a solution. Do the things, that's it. Just like example, get up, go to the temple, that's it. Nah, okay. Now, don't listen to the mind suggestion. No, थोड़ा देर सो जाओ, न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ो, टी चाय कॉफी पी के जाए. No, ये सब रजो तमोगुण है. निद्रा इज तमस, भोग इज रजोगुण. इन दोनों को चांस ही नहीं देना. सुबह उठे, गए टेम्पल, आ गए, फिर घर में से पूजा कर ली, फिर कुछ पाठ पोथी कर लिया. सो जस्ट एस्केप लाइक द फेलो हु टेक्स लॉट ऑफ लोन फ्रॉम मेनी पीपल. हाउ ही एस्केप्स? इट डजंट, मिलते ही नहीं हो. वो फोन उठाएगा नहीं. घर गए तो कहलवाएगा कि इज नॉट देयर. गाँव गया, अर्जेंट काम, 20 दिन के बाद आएंगे. सेम विद दिस रजस तमस आर द वंस एज इफ वी हैव टेकन लोन फ्रॉम देम. उनको हमें मिलना नहीं चाहिए. You should not be available to them. That's very smart technique it is. Intelligent technique. How long? Throughout life. Then always be in the company of this Sattva. Like how much ever the gurus are chasing us through the computers, the online classes, to our own house. But we are we not escaping in Tamo Rajaguna? We are escaping from them very effectively. है कि नहीं? अब संत महात्मा लोग सारे जंगल वंगल छोड़ के थ्रू द ऑनलाइन दे आर कमिंग टू आवर हाउस. दे वांट टू गिव दैट नॉलेज टू आवर मन बुद्धि. अब देखो हम उनको आने नहीं दे रहे, अपना एस्केप कर रहे हैं अपने ही रजस तमस में. सेम थिंग वी हैव टू डू रिवर्स. लाइक दैट many टेक्निक्स, tricks whichever work to us, we have to adopt. But all that is in the first basic thing intellectually, how much we are doubtlessly convinced about Paramatma Prapti alone is the moksha hetu, and I want that and that and that alone. If that primary thing is compromised with, all other things are meaningless. Like I want to 100% have the health. If that conviction is not there, no doctor, no dietitian, nobody's words we value. Will not value. क्योंकि हमको मेन डीप कन्विक्शन नहीं है ना. सी मेनी पीपल्स अटेंशन क्या है? लिटिल हेल्थ शुड बी ओके सो दैट आई कैन हैव भोग. दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दैट बीइंग हेल्दी itself is great bhoga. It's an enjoyment. Being healthy without any abnormalities, this is itself is an enjoyment. The one to whose intellect it clicks, then he will value that bhoga of the health, not the health for the bhoga of the world. Think, seeing a little difference only, but how much world of difference it makes. No, if he is wanting to be healthy, a person want to be healthy will never go to a doctor because he understands all principles by himself and follows. In the same way, unless we are so convinced about the spiritual goal, let 1,000 gurus come and tell all Upadesha, हम उनको वापस देते. Isn't it? जो कपड़े खरीदने की इच्छा नहीं है, फिर भी विंडो शॉपिंग के लिए जाते हो. 1,000 sarees he may put in front. ये कोई अच्छा नहीं है मेरे पसंदीदा. You go away. You don't want to buy. Want to buy? कुछ गिरवी रखकर भी पैसे लेकर जाके खरीदते. Isn't it? So is our conviction. So Shastra Jnana should give us conviction. So that time तो श्रुति माता, गुरु, भगवान, उनके ऊपर श्रद्धा से नमस्कार करते हुए, उपासना करते हुए प्रार्थना करें कि ये सारा ज्ञान मेरे अंदर कन्विक्शन के रूप में आ जाए. Then that jnana I want to experience, then the sadhanas. Oh Narayana. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahmavidya संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. हिरिमे गुरुमे पूर्वं वदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. ॐ जगतीमवितुं कलिताकृतयो विचरन्ति महामहसच्चलतः अहिमां श्रीवात्रविभासि गुरो भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्. ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदे साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे. समस्तं ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यमोदेन मोक्षप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वध्यात्मिकप्रगति सनातनधर्मसंस्थापकानां निरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थं राममन्दिरवत् समस्तमन्दिराश्रम पुण्यदिव्यक्षेत्र विश्वविद्यालय पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरन्तर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन उपासना यज्ञयाग साधना सेवा तपस्यादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूलनिर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च वैदिक-हैन्दव-संस्कृतेः सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थं विश्वे मोक्षधर्मपुरुषार्थप्रतिष्ठाद्वारा विश्वसंरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थं अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सर्वेषां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भगवद्देवता गुरुशास्त्र सत्संग साधना सेवा माता पितृदेश धर्म सनातन धर्म भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषद आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. आदौ पारायणम्. Let us chant from 16 to 21 in third chapter. ॐ अथ पारायणम्. ॐ सर्वतः पाणिपादं तदा सर्वतोक्षिशिरोमुखं सर्वतः श्रुतिमल्लोके सर्वमावृत्य तिष्ठति. सर्वेन्द्रियगुणाभासं सर्वेन्द्रियविवर्जितं सर्वस्य प्रभुमीशानं सर्वस्य शरणं बृहत्. नवद्वारे पुरे देहि हंसो लेलायते बहिः वशी सर्वस्य लोकस्य स्थावरस्य चरस्य च. अपाणिपादो जवनो गृहीता पश्यत्य चक्षुः स शृणोत्य कर्णः स वेत्ति वेद्यं न च तस्यास्ति वेत्ता तमाहुरग्र्यं पुरुषं महान्तम्. अणोरणीयान् महतो महीयान् आत्मा गुहायां निहितोऽस्य जन्तोः तमक्रतुं पश्यति वीतशोकः. धातुः प्रसादान् महिमानमीशं वेदाहमेतमजरं पुराणं सर्वात्मानं सर्वगतं विभुत्वात्. जन्मनिरोधं प्रवदन्ति यस्य ब्रह्मवादिनो हि प्रवदन्ति नित्यम्. ॐ नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्. ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. अथ एकादशो मन्त्रः. Chant this mantra 2 times. ज्ञात्वा देवं सर्वपाशापहानिः क्षीणैर्क्लेशैः जन्ममृत्युप्रहाणिः तस्याभिध्यानात् तृतीयं देहभेदे विश्वैश्वर्यं केवल आप्तकामः. अगेन ज्ञात्वा देवं सर्वपाशापहानिः क्षीणैः क्लेशैः जन्ममृत्युप्रहाणिः तस्या विद्यानाथ तृतीयं देहभेदे विश्वैश्वर्यं केवल आप्तकामः. Very deep shlokas they are all. Very many levels of explanation, understandings are hidden in them. Okay, one or two we'll see that. Respect that first two lines. We will see again with Bhashyam, second para, but एक बार फिर से श्लोक को समझने का. With full respect, listen to the first two lines. What we saw now in our common sense thought is this alone. He says, Rishi says, Shrutimata says, Jnatva Devam Sarva Pasha Apahanihi. Then Kshinaihi Kleshaihi Janma Mrityu Prahanihi. So, Jnatva Devam, when the self is known, Kshinaihi Kleshaihi, all the kleshas go away. Sarva Pasha Apahani, all the ropes of entanglements go away. Then Janma Mrityu Prahani, all the samsara of Janma Marana goes away. Now, how clear words may an ambiguous say, Shruti Mata said. But did that thing enter into us? That's where we are abstracting the Guru and Rishi Kripa. We all want the samsara bandhana rahityam, dukkha rahityam. But that dukkha will continue, bhava will be there as long as you are as a jiva living in the upadhis. Only when we transcend the upadhis and transcend the jiva bhava, that shashvata rupena all the dukkhas go away. This one must listen. Then we should ask, then what is the way? Yes, I understood that dukkha will go away when I transcend the upadhi, tadatma and jiva bhava. What to do for that? With all crying frustration, never mind, you ask the question. The answer is jnatva devam. Only know the self and abide in the self, that the upadhi and jiva tadatmya goes away, and uske karan jo janma mrityu and sukha dukkha samsara was going on, that will go away. Now, if somebody gets clear understanding of it, acceptance of it, conviction of it, his drushti is only to the deva jnanam, to realize the self only. And how much time we take to realize the self is secondary. But are we convinced that I have to know the self? I want to know the devam. Here devam is Atma. Yesterday we explained the self cannot be known. We only just abide in it. बट पहले तो इंटेलेक्चुअल ज्ञान तो होना चाहिए. Then in my own self, I search for that self and I abide in it. Our contradiction is what? We are not convinced about the Deva Jnanam, and we are not convinced about giving up the Jiva Bhava and Upadhis. And then how can there be sadhana? How can there be freedom from bandhana of the dukkha? That is why it's so simple. These Upanishad specialities, in simple words, it conveys meaning. And the speciality of this Upanishad, this Bhashyakara, explains it elaborately with so many quotations. Jnatva devam kshinaihi kleshaihi sarvapasha apahanihi janma mrityu prahani. When the self is known, the kleshas go away, which were the pashas. The pashas go away, which were the cause for the janma mrityu samsara. Knowing the self. Right? The second option is what? Tasya abhidhyanat. But on that Paramatma, when you do dhyana, by taking that Paramatma, any of the Rupa Nama Rupa, still you are maintaining the Dvaita and Dvandva, you are remaining as Jiva only. Then what will happen? Deha Bhedena, when the body is left, Trutiyam, Vishwa Ishwaryam. You know, after many lives of upasanas, Narayana, in which लास्ट में मुझे उस भगवान के लोक में जाना है, ऐसे संकल्प से उपासना करते हैं, तो देन वी रीच टू द oneness with that Ishvara. Still it is not moksha. There also the Ishvaratva, having experienced it and finding in that also there are limitations, impurities, conditionings. Then when we say now even these conditional also I don't want, I want ultimate. There also again same Gnatva Devam works. There also you have to realize the actual self only, then only the final moksha comes. So here in this second portion, there are thousands of things are there. The Guru Maharaj ने श्रुति माता ने भी कहना छोड़ दिया, भाष्यकार ने भी नहीं कहा, तो हमें भी देखने की जरूरत नहीं है ना. What is that? तस्य अभिध्यानात् तुतीयम देह भेदे विश्वैश्वर्यम केवल आप्त काम. इतना हिंट दे सकते हैं कि many people worship their इष्ट देवतास. All of them are expression of the Brahman only. But many people do the worship the Ishta Devatas for getting blessings for the Artha Kama only. And the Ishta Devata blesses them also. And they get the Artha Kama. But they being temporary because the worship also is limited, that goes away. Then again, every time you have to die to be born to enjoy that Artha Kama, which are the result of the Ishvara Krupa or that Paramatma Krupa, whose upasanas we have done. अब इतना लाखों जन्म ऐसे लगते हैं जिसमें यू आर ए भक्त ओनली, यू आर डूइंग ऑल उपासनास, बट दैट इज फॉर द अर्थ काम, एंड दे आर गिवन, एंड देन उपासना का इफेक्ट खत्म हो गया. एट द सेम टाइम ये भी खत्म. इट्स जस्ट लाइक एवरी डे गो टू द ऑफिस, monthly get the salary, expend the salary, again go to the office, work there, salary, retire with the pension, enjoy, one day die. There is no spirituality at all in it. 90% of human beings live like that only. सो सगुण उपासना में हमको अर्थ काम मिलते होंगे, मोक्ष नहीं मिलेगा. निर्गुण ब्रह्म तादात्म्य ओनली गिव्स अस मोक्ष, whether it is in this life right now or it is 10 lakhs of lives. Now you choose what you want. And not said that when you do the saguna upasana, moksha will not come. But directly with saguna upasana, moksha will not come. There also again Nirguna Brahma only you have to. Wherever, whichever the loka you go. Let us say through Saguna Upasana, I could reach to the Gandharva Loka. There also I will enjoy the Gandharva Loka Bhoga, which are greater than the human. But there their problems will still be there of bondages. So how to be mukta? When I am in Gandharva Loka, same thing, know the reality. Jnatva Devam is the only way by which the Klesha Prahani, then Pasha Pahani, then Janma Mrityu Prahani. जब तक क्लेश है तब तक पाश रहेगा, जब तक पाश है तब तक जन्म मृत्यु संसार रहेगा. हाउ द क्लेश गो? ज्ञात्वा देवम ओनली. देयर इज नो रिजर्वेशंस हियर. SC ST BC ex servicemen quota, they are not there here. It is reserved only for the qualified fellows, and for every qualified fellow is given there ज्ञात्वा देवम. If not, you do that तस्यापि ध्यानात् तृतीयम देह भेदे विश्वैश्वर्यम केवल आप्त काम. याद रखना, तस्य और परब्रह्म परमात्मा अभिध्यान इज in the forms as we are guided by our own gurus, our own kula parampara, our own vamsha parampara, or our friends, are in this present world. What is the trend going on? In Mandukya Upanishad it comes. Yam yam bhavam darshete tam tam saupayati. यम भावम दर्शयेत यस्मात् तम भावम सतु पश्यति तम चावति स भूत्वासो तद्ग्रह समुपैति तम. वन ऑफ द पावरफुल श्लोकास ऑफ वेदांत है ना. यम भावम दर्शयेत यस्य तम भावम सतु पश्यति तम चावति च भूत्वासो तद्ग्रह समुपैति तम. मीन्स व्हाट? your parents or your gurus, so called, whatever they show this as the god you worship, we get convinced and do that only. And really that God blesses us. But with what? All the material things only. Tadgraha tam samupayati. This word, no, I will not take time to explain them. Therefore, before the teachings from the Guru we receive, we have to be careful about which Guru we are selecting. If we are selecting that Guru who talks to us only about Dhyana Yogya Paramatma, सगुण साकार वाला, नहीं वो तो हमको घुमाएंगे फिराएंगे हजारों जन्म अलग अलग लोकों में. That, mind you, you and I are now seated talking to each other. With the help of our upasana bala, 100 times we might have gone to the Swarga Loka. 1,000 times we have gone to Yaksha Loka, Kinnar Loka, Kimpurusha Loka. 1,000 times we might have become Lakpati, Karolpati. We might have become the Raja, Mantri, Santri. Because they're all the results of karma. हम वो करते गए अब. Now we are here with whatever the bhoga we are. In this life also, with our vasanas created, the punya karmas done, the upasanas done, we are again deciding our further lives. ये सिलसिला चल ही रहा है. It's like one day you are very intelligent, careful to do good exercise and do upvasa. Body is healthy. The other day, भव्य लोग तेरा बैठते हैं, ज़्यादा खाना खाते हैं, 2 दिन निद्रा. One day so lovingly you talk to your wife and children or husband, they also reciprocate. अरे स्वर्ग पहुंच गए. Whenever you don't come to class, I feel that आपके घर में लड़ाई नहीं हुआ. Then the other day you become arrogant and she says, मैं भी medicine पढ़ी हूँ. You are a bacteria, she will tell. Don't we change our things? Every day हो रहा है कि नहीं? किसी नाइबर को देखकर गुड मॉर्निंग यू से, ही इज आल्सो वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग. कभी 2 दिन मुंह भी देखते नहीं. These are all punya karma, papa karma, the result of it. Same we are doing. How many lives we go through. And remember, after so many lives, in one of the life, very good guru when you get, he tells us, बेटा करो उपासना उसी देवता का, लेकिन फलापेक्षा मत रखो. That time, this is the lesson. This is the point. तस्य अभिध्यानात् देह भेदे विश्व ऐश्वर्यम. कोई worldly, otherworldly kamana we have not done. So Ishvara will not put us here and there, then he will take us to him only. He will give us that much sukha and bhoga as he is going through. That is also being not complete. Then we ask him, where is final? There also again Jnatva Deva. पहले तो हम अर्थ काम के लिए ही देवताओं का उपासनाएं करके we go to so many worlds and all of the things. So that's how I said the second one has 1,000 things to explain. Wherein tasya avidhyanat trutiyam deha vede. कोई मनी मांग रहा है, कोई पावर मांग रहा है, कोई ऊर्ध्वलोक मांग रहा है. Somebody wants a lot of children, lot of followers, or good wife or more wives, or क्या क्या everybody is doing upasana of the saguna sakara with so many sankalpa and kamana, and they will get that only. All of that is bondage. Unless one studies this shloka and its meaning, that we don't shift our pursuit from the worldly to the spiritual, and for that only we have to worship the God, वो भी क्रम मुक्ति में. और उससे भी जल्दी चाहिए, go to the Guru, listen to the तत्वमसि महावाक्य, take full charge and independence and contemplate yourself, realize yourself to be the Brahman. That ईश्वर will not obstacle. ओए तू मेरे पास नहीं आ रहा है, मैं तुमको ऑब्स्टेकल कर रहा हूँ. ये विल नॉट से, अच्छा तू अपना बैठ कर हम ब्रह्मास्मि कर रहा है, कर. You are intelligent. No Ishvara, no Ganapati will trouble you when you are doing Aham Brahmasmi. And the Aham Brahmasmi alone is final moksha, even for Ganapati. Not otherwise, he is also bound. ज्ञात्वा देवं सर्वपाशापहानिः क्षीणैः क्लेशैः जन्म मृत्युप्रहाणिः तस्याभिध्यानात् योजना तस्याभिध्यानात् तृतीयं देहभेदे विश्वैश्वर्यं केवल आप्तकामः. ये है बात. अब देखो, इफ आई स्टार्ट इट इज अ बिग वन. ध्याने किंचित क्रम मुक्ति रूपम विशेषम आह. इन द ध्यान there is krama mukti. That is the visheshata in it. Vishesha is not positive. That is in the jnanam sadhyo mukti. When I know I am Brahman, immediately realization. Jnatva devam, then janata tumai hoi jai. No I am Brahman becomes Brahman. Brahmavid Brahmaiva bhavati. हो गया मोक्ष. But in the dhyana paddhati, dhyana, whenever you say all the upasanas, sharirendra pranamana buddhi, utilized to worship the Lord in some rupa or the nama. Not the Nirguna Brahma meditated or realized. Nirguna Brahma meditation के अलावा Everything else is dhyana. All of that put and use one word. The Rishi thinks that we are matured enough to understand when one word is said. So here dhyana means not the meditation on the Aham Brahmas. Here dhyana means Saguna Sakar ka dhyana. Even Saguna Nirakara also dhyana. वो करने वालों को तस्य अभिध्यानात्. Okay, he says तस्य परमेश्वरस्य अभिध्यानात्. When that परम ईश्वर का अभिध्यानम करते हैं, देह भेदे मीन्स शरीरपात उत्तर काल कालम, शरीर का जब छोड़ देते हैं उसके बाद अर्चिरादिना देवयान बधा, इन द डिवाइन पाथ ऑफ फायर, अर्ची एंड धूम, अर्ची मार्ग धूम मार्ग. So Archiradina Deva Marga Patha, in that path of the fire or the light, in the path of the divinity, Gatva, they go. Where? Parameshwara Sayujyam Gatasya. This is the highest. Saguna Sakara Upasana ka highest achievement is becoming Sayujya with Parameshwara. Before that, Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya. है ना? ये सब क्या है? सालोक्य मुक्ति. First you go to the Kailasa Loka. If you are Shiva Bhakt, Samipya Mukti, you will be in his near and dear, inner circle. Sarupya Mukti is you will get the Rupa like Lord Shiva. Then comes Sayujya, you become one with him. Not the Brahmagnana Drushti Sayujyam, but you are in him. You find you are almost oneness with him at the Upadhisthai. Because Ishvara himself is Sopadik. उन्हीं का हम उपासना कर रहे हैं. निर्गुण का उपासना नहीं होता, निर्गुण का एकता हो जाता. Now this सालों के सामने सारूप्य सायुज्य मुक्ति जार कब होगा? जब हम उनकी उपासना इसके लिए करते हैं. We can do his upasana for other results. At that time, he will send us to Svargaloka, as we told just now. The Yakshaloka, Kinnarloka, Gimbursaloka. In the Manushaloka only, the lot of Sukha Bhoga positions, they all. In सबको न करके, the one who says, भगवान मुझे आपके पास रहना है. To them, these four. In these four, the fourth is last is Ayujam. That is what is spoken by this mantra. Final बात कह रही है ये श्रुति माता का ये मंत्र. उससे पहले ही बिफोर सायुज्यम देयर इज सारूप्यम, बिफोर सारूप्यम देयर इज सामीप्यम, बिफोर दैट सालोक्यम. बिफोर दैट अदर देन शिवलोका एवरीवेयर हम भटक रहे हैं क्योंकि देवर आवर संकल्पस while doing the dhyana or upasana. That is, I said lot of things in this श्लोक. फाइनल पॉइंट कह के उन्होंने छोड़ दिया, हमको बाकी समझना पड़ रहा है. एनीवे, विश्व ऐश्वर्यम सायुज्यम अर्चिरादिना देवयान पता गत्वा परमेश्वर सायुज्यम गतस्य तृतीयम मीन्स विराट अपेक्षया अव्याकृत परम व्योम कारण ईश्वरावस्थम विश्व ऐश्वर्य लक्षणम फलम भावति. No, these are spoken also in other Upanishads, also in different language. मूला प्रकृति में एक हो जाना, ईश्वर से एक हो जाना. Except सर्व सृष्टित्व, all other things, as much Ishvara has got, so much we can also get and enjoy that. Paramati. Saha tad anubhuya, he goes through that there. Tatra eva, there only, finding that it is not complete or infinite. Then nirvishesham atmanam jnatva. There also finally to get moksha, you will have to know that nirvishesha atma only, who is kevalaha. Then at that time, nirasta samasta aishwarya tad upadhi siddhihi. All the Ishwaratva and with that Ishwaratva upadhi, whatever the siddhis, bhogas is experiencing, nirasta, you will have to give it up there also. Then avyakruta parama vyoma karana Ishwara atmaka trutiya avastham vishwa ishwaryam hitva. All of that he will have to give up there also. Then what will happen? Apta kamaha. Enough of all these, he should say. Then atma kamaha. He should desire for only the self. Then there also with the jnana only, purna ananda advitiya brahma rupaha avatishtate. He will discover the Brahman, purna ananda advitiya brahma as his own self. Then he gets moksha. तो यहाँ एज ए मनुष्य लोक गेटिंग द मोक्ष इज ओनली बाय ब्रह्म ज्ञानम. एनी लोका वी गो, इवन सायुज्य तक भी जाओ, वहां भी विश्व ऐश्वर्य स्थिति तक जाओ, वहां भी ओनली थ्रू ब्रह्मात्म के बोध देयर इज मोक्ष. So देखो, this is such a tough subject, very difficult in this common, in the world of Kali Yuga. Yet, by spending 10, 12, 30, 40 years, if required 2, 3 lives, we are convinced about it. We are doing enormous good to ourselves. Now, there is no ambiguity. My goal is only to discover the Brahman. You and I, through everyday study of Upanishad, strengthening in us that knowledge. And we will keep on doing it. Otherwise, like the other second category fellow, we worship all the Saguna Sagara Parameshwara, every loka we go, every positions we get, every enjoyments we get, every bhoga we get, but not the moksha. Isn't it? Only by realizing our oneness with the infinite Brahman that there is moksha. Dekho Baba. And that Brahman is in our own heart, as our own self, as Sachidananda. ये सारा ज्ञान जितना जल्दी दृढ़ता से मिले हमको, उतना एक्चुअल सीकर्स में बिकम. ऑल अदर्स आर संसार सीकर्स ओनली. इवन द गुरुज दोज हु टीच अस, ये उपासना करो, ये तबीयत ठीक हो जाएगा, वो उपासना करो, ये धन मिलेगा, ये विजय मिलेगा. दे आर ऑल आल्सो, you know, okay, we can't blame them because the seekers, the people go to them are of that brand. So they want to tell it and all. बट हम उस तरफ नहीं जाएंगे, जितना भी कठिन हो. बट हम इसी बात को कन्विंस होने का कोशिश करेंगे. मुझे तो ये लगता है, नेवर लीव द स्टडी ऑफ उपनिषद एंड थ्रू उपनिषद द स्टडी ऑफ ब्रह्म विद्या. Till we become convinced about it, till we pursue it, till we reach it. Otherwise, on the name of spirituality, still we are in bondage only. This Maha delusion, ना, मुक्ति देने वाले भगवान को भुक्ति मांग रहे हैं. मुक्ति मतलब द भोग मांग रहे हैं हम. What a funny thing it is. That's what Maha delusion in the Mana Buddhi. This is what where we pray to the Lord, Bhagavan, remove the delusion, then He gives this conviction. With this conviction, we pursue only the Brahman, nothing else. Now, this is a lot of Bhashya to say. Let us see. Om, 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 Om. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Paramarshibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti MAATRE Tat Sat Brahmarpanam. Join in 5 minutes.